Can album pens save the music business? I'll tell you what they're all about, why all musicians should be selling them, and how to get started with them today on Pub Songs and Stories number 291.
I love old things, they make me feel sad. Take me back to the past and all the happiness I had. When I met you, I could not close my eyes. I couldn't even blink, lest you disappeared into time. Asked you out for a drink while the rain fell down. I tried not to think that you might turn me down. You're like an angel as old as the universe. You saved me from a lonely life that is so much worse. Don't blink, don't look away, life is too short. I won't blink, I won't turn my back, let go of the hurt. I won't blink. Things don't always happen like we dream and plan. It gets lonely sometimes, that's why I take your hand. To grow old with you for as long as time goes by. You showed me this moment and you opened up my eyes. Don't blink, don't look away, life is too short. I won't blink, I won't turn my back, let go of the hurt. I won't blink, I won't blink. Don't blink, don't look away, life is too short. I won't blink, I won't turn my back, let go of the hurt. Don't blink, don't look away, life is too short. I won't blink, I won't turn my back, let go of the hurt. I won't blink, I won't blink.
Welcome to Pub Songs and Stories. I am Marc Gunn. I am a Celtic musician and podcaster living in Atlanta, Georgia. If you're new to the show, please subscribe. You can do that at pubsong.com or just send me an email to follow@Celtfather.net. That will give you a autoresponder with some freebies, plus you'll be able to chat with me. So we kicked off the show with Blink. That's from my album, Come Adventure With Me. You can find out more about it by following the links to Blinks in the show notes for show number 291 of this episode of me. So today I am talking about album pens. Album pens have revolutionized my music business, and I'll talk about them a little bit later in the show. But first, I have other news to share. Each episode has a timestamp and a chapter mark, so you can click straight to those where you want to in each episode. Just head over to the show notes. First on the list is 17 Things to Do on the Isle of Man. That is show number 290 if you haven't checked that out. And if you want to go to the Isle of Man, go check that episode out. Second, there is a new album that I released. It's called Dancing With Hobbits. It is Hobbit dance tunes, as the name implies. It's basically traditional Irish, instrumental Irish music, all with upbeat, melodies, good for dancing, and just enjoying great background music too. So you can go to the website at pubsong.com for show number 291, where you can vote for your favorite track on that album, or you can also buy a copy of it to support my music. Third on my list is I am posting pictures from my Celtic Invasion vacations. Right now I'm doing the Celtic Invasion of Scotland's whiskey. That is the trip I did back in September and October. It was an absolutely amazing time, and I'm sharing a few of the pictures over on Facebook, and I'm sharing lots of pictures over on Patreon. So the link that you'll find in the show notes is for my patrons. And you don't have to be a patron to look at it. It is a blog. So those are all free to look at and enjoy. So go check it out. And perhaps you'd like to join me on a Celtic Invasion vacation. I'll tell you more about that in a little bit. Do you have my sci-fi drinking songs collection? You can get that when you are over on Patreon. In fact, you'll get 6 albums for just $50. It includes As Long As I'm Flying, which is an all Firefly album. Sci-fi drinking songs, which covers the gambit. Firefly, Star Wars, Star Trek, Lord of the Rings, Doctor Who. I think it's a Doctor Who song. There's a Muppet song. There's a steampunk song. The Zombies. It's a great album. You'll love it. Go check it out. What Color Is Your Dragon, which is a hodgepodge of geeky material. Pirates vs. Dragons, a concept album of a steampunk album of pirates hunting dragons, and it's sort of like sea shanties for steampunks. Don't Go Drinking with Hobbits is all Hobbit songs, and finally Firefly drinking songs, more Firefly songs, but these are like what it might have been like in that little pub in Canton. This is a great collection. It is on sale on Patreon for just $50, but if you sign up as a patron, then you can get a discount on that, or free, I think. Actually, you'll get it free when you sign up as a patron. What am I saying? You get it for free. Great way to support my music. Become a patron today. The Brobdingnagian Bards have a brand new album that we are currently funding on Kickstarter. It closes, I think, on the 22nd of November, so just a few more days left to make a pledge. Right now, as of recording this, we are nearly $9,000 I think we've raised, but my goal is to hit at least $10,000, which will get you a 4-track EP in addition to the full length album. But if I can get, ultimately I do want to try to see if we can break our record from last time. Last time we raised like $11,000, $11,500 or something like that. So I want to try to get that again. So if you want to help us reach that, make a pledge. If I will be adding another stretch goal if we hit the 10K mark. So it might already be there. So who knows? But please go make a pledge today. Upcoming shows. November 15th through 17th is CONjuration. That is in Duluth, Georgia. I am looking forward to that. It is basically a Harry Potter convention, but it's wizards, quote unquote. November 23rd, I'm at the Georgia Renaissance Festival's Fall Fling, as well as on the 30th. December 8th, I am doing Nerdy Wonderland at the Lost Druid Brewery in Avondale Estates, Georgia. I'll have more details about that. I should do that episode all about that. I'll remind myself, yeah. And then, of course, Wednesdays, I'm usually doing a Coffee with the Celtfather show, but it is hit and miss. You have to basically start following my Patreon. You can find out if it's happening, because every Wednesday that I'm doing it, first thing in the morning, a little post goes out that says, hey, coffee. So come join me. Support the club. The show is brought to you by my supporters on Patreon. If you enjoy this podcast or my music, please join the Gunrunners Club. You get something new every week. It could be bonus podcasts, downloadable songs, printed sheet music, blogs, stories from the road, pictures. Plus, you'll get access to my Coffee with the Celtfather video concerts. Email follow@Celtfather.net for details. And if you can't support me financially, because taking care of yourself is first on the list, if you don't have the money, that's quite all right. Just support me when you can. In the meantime, you can sign up to Patreon for free. You get lots of bonus stuff just for following my Patreon page. Special thanks to our newest and returning patrons, Donald Leatherman, Hugh Haney, Paul and Tara S., Arthur Otzenberger, Beth Lynn Nolan, Nightmare Rabbit, Gerald NG, and Matt Whitney, and PR3672. Thank you all so much for supporting my music and the podcast. You are wonderful. Celtic Invasion Vacations. Every year I take a small group of people on the exciting adventure of a lifetime. We don't see everything. Instead, we stay in one area. We get to know the region through its culture, history, and legends. And next year, in 2025, we're going to Galicia in Spain, which is going to be absolutely brilliant. I have never been to Galicia. I've only been to Spain once, and it was I went to there's an island. I can't remember the name of the place now, but Galicia is located in the northwest corner of Spain, and it's up in the mountains. It goes down to the ocean, it connects with the ocean. There's a lot of stuff that looks really cool as I've been doing a little bit of research for it. I'm really excited to explore it. It's something that's sort of like bothies, and there's some burial grounds and some standing stones. It's going to be amazing. So head on over to CelticInvasion.com if you want to find out more. Again, you can always just email me, say, hey, Mark, and send that email to follow@Celtfather.net. Now, this fall, I guess, I did a Celtic invasion to Scotland, and I saw that Brother C was now located, living in Scotland, and they are a band that I found originally on Cornwall. Turns out the lead singer is Scottish. And I was so happy to do an interview with them, and it's going to be coming out in the first weekend of December on the Irish and Celtic Music Podcast. So make sure you check that out. But this is a single that they released last year or two ago. I forget exactly what. Here is Brother C with All as One, and you got to hear it live on the Irish and Celtic Music Podcast. It's fantastic. Here's Brother C.
So cobbled streets with wonder, hope and pride, from mountains, glens and western isles, peatland and riverside. Come lead us with the pipes and drums to our field of victory. For every clan is gathered here to lift one voice and sing. Mothers and our fathers, daughters and our sons. Oh, that's one. Oh, that's one. Sisters and our brothers, come let's stand for this one. Scotland led, let's raise a glass to the wildflower, brave her song. North, south, east and west, together we are one. We lift our eyes, our hands held high, our hearts stay burned with fire. For we will see our light again, the city by the sea. Daughters and our sons. Oh, that's one. Oh, that's one. Sisters and our brothers, come let's stand. Oh, that's one. Oh, that's one. Oh, that's one. Mothers and our fathers, daughters and our sons. Oh, that's one.
What are album pens, and can they really save the music business? This is something that's been on my mind a lot over the past couple years. I've been trying to figure out what to do about the CD problem. The CD problem, if you're not familiar, is that many people don't buy CDs anymore. You talk about CDs and they're like, oh, great, yeah, I'm about to go stream your album on a streaming site, and it sucks. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love having my music available on streaming because I listen to streaming. I love streaming. It's a great way to get the music and enjoy it. The problem, of course, is that it means that the income of musicians is even lower than it was before. So give you a quick idea. I play some pubs and breweries. I get paid the exact same amount, actually maybe even less, than I did 20 years ago when I started playing music. So that gives you an idea. So take inflation, and it affects everyone except musicians now. My money's probably worth, I don't know, 7 cents or 70 cents on the dollar, maybe 60 cents on the dollar since I started playing Celtic music in 99. So it's just kind of crazy that it's gotten tougher. It's gotten a lot tougher. So a couple years back, I started experimenting with an idea. The idea was to start selling enamel pens, and I call them album pens, or sometimes musical pens, but I like album pens myself because it lets you know that it is an album. The enamel pen is themed to a particular CD that you have. I have 26 albums that are currently available. Not all of them have album pens, but several of them, I think I have 12 or 15 that currently do. A decent number now. It's sort of replacing CDs because, again, my CD sales, they are declining. Probably about 40% of my audience buys CDs, which is pretty impressive because, but that's sort of the way it is in the Celtic music world. That's not the case in, rock and whatnot. So you have the album pen. And what makes it unique is that not only do you get when you buy it, you don't just get the album pen, you also get a digital download of the album. And I created a special URL where people can go to. They can download the album, and I'll tell you about that more in a minute. But you get a digital download of the album. All of a sudden, this has revolutionized things because people want to support your music, but they also want something practical. They want something that is interesting and whatnot. Yes, occasionally you do run across people who's like, why would I want to buy 5 pens? I don't know. I can't use 5 pens, but it's not even about the pens. What it's ultimately about is supporting the artist. And that is what makes it so unique and different is that it is a way of supporting art, the music. Now, there are many things that go into making a successful album pen. First and foremost is you need a good design. I mean, if you only have one album and people love your music, they're going to buy the album pen because it's supporting you. That's ultimately what it's going to boil down to. But if you have multiples, then you do want a really good design. You have to in order to do that, you're going to have to figure out how to make a great design. I am far from being able to tell you how to do a great design for an album pen, but I have learned that what makes a great album pen is what makes a great enamel pen. If you ever go to any festivals and you see a pen, that's for sale, it's the ones that catch your eye. It shouldn't necessarily. What I like to do is I like to theme my album pens to a song or something on the album, and then make it a statement. Make it something really interesting. I have one that says, "I went dancing with hobbits." That's really successful. I have another one that is a Celtic cat. The design has a Celtic knotwork, and there's a cat in the center. And for my people who love cats, they love this pen. People who love hobbits love the other one. So some of them go great. I have one that's themed for dragons, and that one sells really well. There's another. Trying to think of the other ones. Celtic knotwork typically does pretty well, but for my audience, that is, but not all of them do so great. I have another one that I really love. It's got this cool live long and prosper hand on it, and there's a Celtic knotwork in the background. The album is called Selcouth. I think it says Selcouth. Selcouth means when everything is strange and different, yet you find it marvelous anyway. And alas, it doesn't sell very well because it doesn't appeal to everyone. So my goal for you is to make a successful album pen is that you do need to have a pen that someone's going to say, someone who doesn't know your music is going to say, "Ooh, I want that pen." And then they're going to buy the pen. They're going to wear the pen. They're going to talk about your album with the pen, which is the other aspect of an album pen, is that it is something that you can wear on your sleeve or on your shirt, on your jacket, on your hat. And it gives the person who sees it a reason to say, "Hey, what's that all about? I like that idea too." And then you can say, "Hey, well, this is from an album pen of such and such band." And you can check out their music, and you might be able to get a card. I should make some cards to give away to people when that happens. But the point is that it is something to talk about, because ultimately what you need as a musician is you need someone to talk about you and your music. So having a pen that appeals to not just your fans, but to the general public or to a specific audience will make it sell better. So that is one of the things I consider successful. Now, having the pen itself is great, but you need a way to get the music to them as well. Now, to do that, I have tried a couple different items. One that I did was a postcard. I like the postcards because you can put your album graphics on there. You can put a track listing. You can give a way for people to listen to some of the music if they want to. You can say a little bit about the album if you wanted to. You can include credits on the album if you really wanted to. The problem with the postcard is that when you put this heavy little pen onto it, the postcards bend. So I still use the postcards as promotional tools. So I will, print those and put them on the table so that people can look and say, "Oh, what's on this album? Oh, that's good. I like this. This is good." But what I've started to do is I now take the pens and I pin them to business cards. I have created a special design. On the front side, it lists the track name, myself. It has the album cover graphics, and then I pin it onto it and my URL, and then I pin it to the card. On the back side, you get a digital download URL as well as a QR code to make it a little bit easier. You don't have to type anything. The URL is customized, and I also said something about this is bonus material here, but the URL is customized. I have created a special private web page where people can not only download the album from a Google Drive link that I offer, that I have, but it also allows you to get them to sign up to your mailing list. Bam! Fantastic, right? You get them there. But I also give them an option of where they can stream the album. Because, again, yes, you do want to own the music, but you ultimately what it boils down to is you want it in the most easiest fashion that you can possibly get. So I have links to Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio. I don't know. There's 6 or 8 streaming sites that you can easily access when you buy the album and go to that URL for the album code. I also get to talk about Patreon. Patreon is the number one way that musicians these days can make a living with their music from your, monthly support. $5 a month. $1 a month, $20 a month, $100, whatever. It really helps to have your generous support in some financial way, and it doesn't require any QR code at all. It doesn't require a physical product, a CD, an album pen. It's just people who want to support your music. They can sign up on Patreon and do just that. And that is obviously the number one way. But that is what the URL has done. What I've seen because of that is I'm getting some new people signing up to my mailing list. I'm getting new people who are following my blog on Patreon, which, it's a free blog. So they can, at the very least, they can sign up for free. And people are getting access to download the music. I was using like Bandcamp and sending out custom QR codes, but it turns out that it's a lot of extra work. And the big thing is I want them in my ecosystem. I want people to basically find out about my URL where you can subscribe to my mailing list, and I can let you know when I'm performing in your area. So that is what it's ultimately all about. And It's been, like I said, it's been life-changing. Now, does it have to be in an enamel pen? There are many possibilities for the enamel pens. I'll be honest, I would like to try to find an alternative. One of the reasons is because of the ecological impact. I am trying to be, more environmentally friendly because climate change, and now we have a president who doesn't even want to support the climate change. So we have to do our part as individuals, as small businesses and whatnot. Enamel pens are, these, technically speaking, these things will last a lifetime. They are built to last, very durable and whatnot. So that's great. But it does require a lot of energy to create them, a lot of heat to heat them up. I think sometimes it might use some petroleum products to create some of the enamel. So it's one of those things. It does last a lifetime, but at the same time, how much? I don't know. You have to figure that out for yourself. So personally, what I'm working on is trying to find alternatives as well. And it doesn't have to be an enamel pen. There are many other options. I am looking into the idea of wooden pens. And the only problem with the wooden pens as opposed to an enamel pen, an enamel pen, you can get it made out of metal, and it looks a little bit more fancy, I think, than it might if you did a wooden pen. I don't know. I'm currently researching and plan to test out a wooden pen and see if it works as well. If it can work well at all, I just don't know. So that's sort of on my agenda for the future. But it doesn't have to necessarily be a pen. One of the things I like about the pens, again, is that people can wear it, and other people can see that you're wearing it, and they can say, "Oh, what's this all about? I like that pen," and you say, "Oh, well, you will like Marc Gunn's music." That's one of the big advantages of having album pens. But it doesn't have to be an album pen. You could do the same thing, take that business card and attach it to, let's think what we could do, shirts. Problem, of course, with shirts is that they are, it's difficult to size them. But you can do it for tea towels, or buttons, or there's a million options of things you could do. But I just haven't figured out one that's nearly as engaging, can be as engaging as the album pen, just because it puts it right there. So I'm still working on ideas. If you have an idea of something that could also be an album pen, I would absolutely love to hear about it. I keep trying different things and brainstorming different ideas, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. So we're gonna see how this goes for the future. So in the meantime, I hope you will consider trying out the album pen idea. Again, you can also you do it with vinyl records if you're talking about the cards too, or CD. I don't know. I mean, scissors. I have scissors here. A notebook. There's many different options, but it's the same basic idea to having that card, because the card is what's ultimately what people want if they want to enjoy your music and they want to listen to it on a regular basis. You want that card, and you need something to show for it. So I hope this idea resonates in some way. If you have any comments, please email me, follow at Celtfather.net. I would love to hear your thoughts and concerns, or whatever you got. Please let me know. This is a changing business, and I think this is going to has done great things for mine. Literally, it has lifted up my income from half of what it was 10 years ago to back up to that same level, or close to it, if not all the way. So it's definitely makes a big difference. And I have a lot of people, especially those people who just don't want CDs. I went to Georgia Ren Fair a couple weeks back, and a lot of the people in Atlanta, they don't want CDs. What they want is a different experience, and the album pen solves that problem. So let me know what you did think. Follow at Celtfather.net. I'm going to finish up the show with Serenity Valley Waltz. This is from my album Selcouth. If you want to find out more about it, you can follow the links in the show notes at pubsong.com for show number 291. Thank you so much for listening. I'll talk to you soon. Lit. Meantime, here's Serenity Valley Waltz.
There's a place that I go when I'm feeling low, and a battle is raging in my head. It dries up my tears and holds back the fear, gives me strength to face what's ahead. Serenity Valley Waltz, when I'm feeling like everything's lost. My heart is all ablaze and my mind's in a haze. Let the angels dance away my faults. I felt the sadness that you caused when you exposed all my flaws and treated my fears as unreal. There is truth in your lie, so much hurt as I cried when you left my soul scarred and unhealed. Serenity Valley Waltz, when I'm feeling like everything's lost. My heart is all ablaze and my mind's in a haze. Let the angels dance away my faults. Each day that I rise, I look up in the skies. I am grateful my family is with me. Still I wait for the dawn and I struggle to go on. So I pray for serenity. Serenity Valley Waltz, when I'm feeling like everything's lost. My heart is all ablaze and my mind's in a haze. Let the angels dance away my faults. Serenity Valley Waltz, when I'm feeling like everything's lost. My heart is all ablaze and my mind's in a haze. Let the angels dance away my faults.
Thank you for listening to Pub Songs and Stories. This episode was edited by Mitchell Peterson. You can follow and listen to the show on my Patreon or wherever you find podcasts. Sign up to my mailing list to learn more about songs featured in this podcast and discover where I'm performing. Remember, reduce, reuse, recycle, and help others to make a positive impact on our environment. It's not just about the things we do as individuals, but if we can help reach others, then we can make an actual impact. So do that, have fun, and sing along at pubsong.com/.